You've got me starting my first painting in well over a year, and the reason I'm doing this one is because my friend from school days lives on an amazing lake. Don't know if I'm saying it right, Tracy, but I call it Lake Kickapoo. I'm hoping that's what it is. So you'll have to forgive me. I have slowed down considerably because my hands are a tad more arthritic than they used to be. But what you've caught me doing to start with is I've got a little bit of liquid. Well, this is where Bob and I differ. This is liquid opal. I would call it a liquid grey. It's got a sort of bluey, pinky, greyish sort of colour to it. So I'm just adding that because this is the picture that I'm doing. And I just think if I was to do a liquid white on top as a base, it would seriously be too light. Okay, now, like I say, Tracy took the picture. I'm assuming Tracy took the picture, either that or her husband did. And she just asked me if I'd paint it. So, or paint it for her. So, not one to say no to a good friend. I have actually got all my paints and my brushes back out again, just for this one off. Now what I'm looking for up the top is a good even coat. Okay, fairly even. I don't want it too thick, because if it's too thick it ends up coming down the side as well. If it's too thick, your painting will slide off it. So there we go. That's the top part done. And then I have actually already, I'll just put a little bit more in, put some liquid white in there because there's a really, there we go. There's a really bright spot, which I don't want dulled by the liquid opal. Liquid. I suppose it's really more, when you look at it, it's more of a bright or a light sort of purpley, which will actually fit in purple. I know this is all coloured, but that's because my printer ran out of ink and it was trying to substitute colours. So on the photograph that Tracy posted, it is all totally dark in the front, just a hint of shadows. Now the one thing I did, see, this is because I haven't done this in ages, so the one thing I did forget to do was put a bit of tape across so I've got a straight horizon. I'm not going to be able to do that now because it's not going to, it's just not going to stick. So we'll just have to deal with it. And hope I've not lost my eye. I used to have a fairly straight eye. So hopefully I haven't lost it and I'll be able to, there we go. I haven't done the bottom because I'll do that in black when I get to it. Okay, but I would just like to say thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. I was going to do this live, but I just felt, to be honest, it's so long since I did this that I really need, it's all right, the towel. It's the towel that's fighting back. Okay, yeah, so what I'm trying to say is that it's been so long, I thought this may need a little bit of editing, but who knows? We'll see how it goes. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is pick up my colours. And I've got my trusty old palette back out. So what have I got? I've got titanium white. I've got a Prussian blue. I've gone for Prussian blue instead of the phthalo blue because, as you can see, the colours, apart from that glorious yellowy white in the middle there, everything else is quite muted colours. So I've gone for the Prussian, which is a bit of a darker colour. I can always dark it up a little bit more with the Payne's grey or the ivory black. I have put a little bit of green in here, a little bit of sap green, but I don't think I'm actually going to need it. I'll just get rid of that, whatever that may be. This is bright red, which I'm going to mix with the two yellows, which is, I think that's cadmium yellow and cadmium yellow light. Okay, so let's make a start. So we'll get some of the blue and we'll just take a tad, we'll darken it down with a little bit of the black, the Payne's grey, because if I use the Payne's grey, I can always go darker with the black if I need to. But it's obviously, one is assuming sunrise, Tracy, sunset, we shall have to see. Now, I haven't got an awful lot of room here because remodelling in the house, so my husband's study has come in here, which is taking over that side, so I'm really sort of struggling. Yeah, it's not a bad colour, a little bit darker, yeah, I think a little bit more of the Payne's grey. I'm really struggling with the, that's a bit better, perhaps a little bit of black. It's quite a strong colour, the Prussian blue, so it will take quite a lot of, there we go, that's a bit better. It will take, so I'm losing track because I'm trying to focus on what I'm doing, but yeah, so little crosses, because the biggest colour, as you can see, the darker colour is at the top, so if we can just use almost black, but you can see the blue in it, and we'll bring it down. And it will come a little bit lighter, and just get it on both sides of the brush, a little bit of black, a little bit of blue, a little bit of everything. And we'll bring it down. Okay, so you'll look on there, you'll see it's fairly, there we go. Okay, I'll bring it down to about there. Now the canvas I'm using is a deep edged canvas because I thought this would be easier to ship for Tracy to the States, because yes, it's just that little bit more solid, a little bit heavier, but a little bit more solid. Okay, I'll have a little bit of variation in the colour. There we go, add a little bit of interest at the top. There we go, get to the corners there. Get to the back there. Don't know what it's like where you are, but blimey heck, it's windy here. Okay, so just back and forth, smooth it out, but not totally. Okay, I will wash my brush because the next colour I want to introduce is yellow. And if I don't wash my brush, we're going to end up with a lovely green sky, which we don't want. Okay, and for those of you who have watched videos before, you remember my old pink bucket. Well, I've got it out. I felt like I was getting out lots of old friends, I have to say, because I've not used these so long. Okay, so I'm now mixing red, which is going to go, we'll say it will go along there. Okay, that's fairly straight. Now I've mixed it with some, this red, there's yellow, 2 different yellows, bring it round the corner and bring it up. Okay, so I need to add a little bit of white to it because it's behind this tree that there is a huge big white puddle. So we'll bring that out. Okay. We'll blend all that out. Now, because I mixed it all on the brush, you can see I've got the different streaks of colour. Okay. Because I've got the red, I can take it up into the blue a little bit without it turning yellow or green. Okay. And we will bring it down into the water a little bit later. In fact, let's do that now. So here's my, I need to bring that down. We'll bring it all down into the water, go across, and all of a sudden that sky is beautifully reflected. Okay, so need a little bit more red there, maybe a little bit more red there, and we'll have mix some of the orange or some of the yellows. We'll have a little bit stronger above there, a little bit more across here behind the trees. Sometimes when paints get old, they do get little bits on them, but it's not a problem, just flick them off. Okay, so we'll mix that in. Straight strokes across, take it up here, take it up here, bring it round. If it's too bright, which I think that red was, then we can easily get rid of it. Okay, so now washing it in odourless paint thinners, beating the brush. I can even do a bit of Bob Ross. Okay, it's quite funny actually, the last time I did that brush shot across the room, so I don't often do that, so you're on it. Okay, so we'll go into a pile of the white, get quite a lot on the brush, because we do need to brighten up this area. So starting about here, so you don't want it dead centre. A little bit more white. There we go. We'll brighten it up. There we are. A little bit more. Go back into the middle each time. There we go. A little bit more in the middle. There we are. Okay. All right, so that gives us a focal point. You'll notice it's not bang in the middle. Don't always do them in the middle. Right, here we go. This one's a little blender brush. It's really gentle. You literally just use little tiny corners of it. A few little bristles just to get rid of large amounts of paint that happen to be on the brush. And then we can paint over. Okay, so that all blends it together. And that gives us quite a nice bright piece in the middle of the sky. All right, so I'll give that one a brush. I'll give that brush a clean as well. Okay. So now we are looking at the dark colours. Okay, so we've got off in the distance first. In fact, I don't think I'm going to start with the big brush. I'll leave that. I think I'm going to stick with the 1 inch. Okay, so we'll mix the Payne's grey and the ivory black. Get quite a lot on. Now, this bit in the distance is fairly straight. So here's where we see if my eyes are still straight. Okay, so it's just under the red. So looking sort of 2/3 down to 1/3. We're going to go, oh, it's too late now. Yeah, let's go right the way across. So that's my line. Okay. So it's a bit thicker over here and a bit thinner over here. Okay, so we'll go again. That's fairly straight, and then we start to get, so we'll bang out the bristles, because up here we've got a few trees, just where it starts to get, okay, needs a little bit of, I haven't got any liquid clear, so I'll just have to try a little bit of thinners. There we go, there's one. I think they may be houses in the distance. Tracy, you'll have to tell me if they are. Really is an amazingly beautiful spot you've got. But I think that every time you post a picture of it, it just, especially when you've got, is it your grandchildren that play in there and come and, excuse me while I concentrate just a little bit. We'll just put some, there, put a little bit of detail in there. I don't know what's around the corner because it doesn't go, but we'll just pretend there's some bushes and some trees. Okay, there we go, and then we can put that a little bit darker down there. Okay, and then this seems to have a tiny little bit of dark right at the top. Seems to be darker at the top than anywhere else, so there we are. That's better. Can I get around here? Yeah, of course I can. There we go. Okay, and then you'll see this comes down a little bit. So we'll take another little bit of black, bring that down a little bit to about there. There we go. We'll pat that out. And I'll just, some of these trees are a little bit, so we'll give them a little bit more, shall we? Because I'm looking at it now and I am thinking that could be houses. So we need to make that a little bit darker in the background there. And then what I would like to do, I'm going to leave that brush there. What I would like to do is get the little one. I'm just going to tap some of this yellow. Get some white. Okay, really bright. I'm just going to tap little bits. Okay, needs a little bit of the liquid white just to make it that little bit. There we go. And we'll just highlight those a little bit so they don't look quite so black, because obviously in this sort of there will be reflected light. And there's none over there. Okay, so we've now got another piece. Okay, so I need to do a little bit of shoreline. Now, what I am going to do is, because it's all quite dark, take a little bit of the blue, some of the red, okay, some of the red, mix it together so that it becomes like a light purple. Okay, a little bit of the orange. Okay, there we go. So it's a multitude of colours, and I'm just going to bring it in here so you can see where the water is. Okay. And that will give us okay. Now, do you see that? I hope so. Let's wipe my brush on this old towel I've got over the chair. Okay, so now we need to be dragging some of those shadows and then magically when we sweep across it, we have some shadows. Pull that down, that across, and we've got some shadows there. Pull that down, and we'll have some shadows going across there as well. Okay? Come on, don't you come. There we go. Okay. There. Right. So now we've reflected some of the colours in, but we haven't reflected this sort of purpley colour that seems to be in the water, not so much in the sky. So we'll take some of the blue, take some of the red. Now these two colours are as strong as each other, so when you mix them it probably is going to be about half and half, but to make sure what you can do, notice that's two blue. So let's take a heap of red. Give it a mix. So it'll be quite interesting to see how many people actually watch this, because obviously I've not put any new content on my YouTube channel for quite some time. Must be at least a couple of years, I'd have thought, because, well, two things. One, my arthritis was playing up, Yeah, that's fairly good. We'll put a little bit of yellow in it actually. Too much. There we go. Yeah, a bit that bright, lighter colour. Okay, yeah, as I was saying, it's a long time since I've put anything on my YouTube channel because a long time since I gave up painting. I did decide to give it all up. The craft fairs weren't working. Okay, so mown over. We'll come on to this. Now we've got another piece that seems to come, bravery stroke time, seems to come fairly close along here. So we'll give it to there. Okay. It seems to join up there, so we'll leave that piece there and we'll come to there. All right. Now, where's my knife gone? I just cleaned it. What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. Okay, so we'll come back to this colour. Darken it down a little bit because it is a little bit. Okay, come in here and we'll make that the line. Okay, so that's the water line. So again, we will take a brush and we'll pull that down. There we go. So from that, just level that up a little bit. That's better. Okay, so from on here we have got, now I have got one, let's hope it works. So go into the blacks because I can't quite make out, but I think that tree is off the edge here. Okay, so we'll make some black colour, and then it comes up. Okay, so I think it comes up like that. It comes up straight, and then splits. And it comes up. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, basically 5. So if we come over this one, it'll come off there. Needs to be quite a lot thinner. There we go. And then that goes up there. And then this one has one that comes over to there. I'll take this up a little bit higher. It's quite a prominent tree, isn't it? There we go. Okay, so we've got another one coming up. Now I'm just thinning it with liquid, with the odourless thinners, just because, as ever with the wet on wet technique, the thinner paint sticks to the thinner paints. No, the other way around. Yeah, no it is. There's the thick paints underneath. Okay. And then you've got one huge branch here. It just branches off on its own, disappears off there somewhere. Okay, it's quite a stunning tree you've got here, Tracy, I have to say. Okay, and that one goes up and over. Okay, so that's basically the tree. I'll now go back and give it a bit of character, give it a little bit more. I mean, not that it's not got character, it has. It's a beautiful tree. Okay. Okay, and that branch name's in front. That needs to be a bit thicker because it's got a lot of tree to hold. There we go. I expect these branches to hold themselves up out of nothing, so we'll make that whole one a little bit brighter. There we go, a little bit thicker. Okay, and then we've got one little branch that goes off on its own, goes up. That, and then we've got another 1, 2, 3, 4, we've got loads of trees. So what we'll do then is we'll just put some random trees in, to give the impression, but I don't want to overcrowd that one. And these trees do tend to split. They meander everywhere, so might actually fast forward through this bit, maybe not, we'll see. But they do tend to come go. Another one there. That's quite a thick one, so we'll join him up and we'll make him a quite big, strong, prominent tree. Yeah, he's grown, he got lots of sunlight. And gee, I did mean to look up where Kickapoo came from, but I've just finished reading. Well, not just finished, I finished a while ago. Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee, and for some reason, I don't know, is this a tribal name? It seems to ring a bell somehow. I don't know why. I'm going to put as well a few of these in the background. So I'm going to let my paintbrush get a little bit lighter. Hold it a little bit lighter. There we go. Throw up some of these in the distance. Okay. Show them up there. I'm going to do one big one. Oh, I can't do that there because you won't be able to see it. I'll do one big tree here. So I'm doing this really and truthfully to stay out of the way because hubby's decorating in the bedroom, so all I seem to get is the washing up bit. He does all the paintwork and the glory bit, so. Okay, so before I do any more, I've just decided that this is totally, I don't know what colour that is, I'll leave that. This is totally a wrong colour, so I'm going to, see it's okay up there, but needs a bit of white here because it's just too dark coming around the corner. Can't have that, can we, Tracy? I'm talking like I'm talking to Tracy. I don't know if anyone else will ever watch it. I'm hoping so. See, that one goes round nicely. Yeah, that does too now. So just need, you still see what I'm doing? I'm just bringing these together. Okay, that, and I'll put a little bit of white. Now all that banging that you hear is because it's really, really windy out there. Because the weather's changed. We've had freezing cold. Now all of a sudden it's come really, really warm. I don't know how many more brushes I'm going to use on this bit. But it just won't, I'm not going to stop till it looks right. That's better. That's got it. That's better. Happy with that now. Yay, you all say. I know. Okay, where was I? Trees. Okay, so we'll get some more thinner. Okay, trying to get it to a point. This looks like that's been a big tree, so let's now make it one. There we go. Again, just bringing it to a point. There we go. We'll bring that round. Let's have, shall we, a really big tree coming up here and we'll bring it around the corner. There. He wants to see what his friends are doing. I suppose trees have got to keep up with gossip as well. There we are. He's coming in off the corner. Alright, so that's our trees. Now you'll notice that some of the trees they've got different colours to them, which means I don't actually need to highlight them, because sorry, I do get involved in my trees. I do like my trees. Okay, I'm going to leave them there. Now, we have got this, which I think is on this side, so I'll put that in later. We've also got a really bright white spot. Right, I'm just going to park my brush for a minute. I don't want to park that one. This one. Okay. So, again, I'm going to go in the black, go into the top corners, and then we'll fill out the trees. They've not got a huge amount of leaves on them. They've got lots of branches, so we'll put the branches up. A few little bits here and there, just to fill it up a little bit. The black with the Payne's grey, mixing it together. This tree is a little more heavily foliaged. Is that a word? Can you say a tree is foliaged if it's got lots of leaves on it? This one's again not got very much, so we won't do much on that. I think they're the two, aren't they? And then these, just think about the shapes of your trees that's up there. Now you see this one's a big strong one that comes along and basically covers almost right the way down, doesn't it? Okay, and this little lot in here too. There we are. So we'll give a little bit more coverage to the middle of these trees, and there we are. Okay, go around the corner. And I've also put in a few little bits here just to cover up the feet of the trees. There. How's that? I don't think that looks too bad actually. Give that one a little bit more. There. I think this one comes out a little bit more, so we'll bring it out a little bit more. This one might go higher. There. There. Hey! What do you think, Tracy? You're so lucky to be living here. One day I will get there to meet. I will get there to see it with my own two eyes. One day, maybe. Mind you, I didn't think I would ever get to see Nashville when I got there this year, which was nice. Nice meet up with some friends that from school that I haven't seen for centuries, it felt like. Some since the 70s, some since after that. Okay, so now we have this bit of ground here that comes down, and then I'm going to take it right across because I can't quite see. I can't check my phone because that's what I'm recording on, hopefully anyway. Okay, so we're going to come, gotta be brave. Okay, comes to a halt there, then I think it restarts there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is literally cover this in black, which is why I will do the bottom black. So don't worry, it's not going to look just like I've slapped some paint on it when I'm finished. Okay, I think that sort of looks how that looks. So, right, so then we come from here. Bring that over here. More paint on so that we're a little bit more here. So at the back, I'm basically doing, or on the side here, basically doing what I'm doing here, which is trying to paint it as black as I can. Okay, so that goes the other way, so we'll have to do it that way. There we go. Okay, I don't know if that's a little bump or something that's there, perhaps you can tell me, but now we've got a little bush there, a few little bushes there, another one, oh, another one there. Little one there. So okay, what have we got over here? Well, I would assume we've got, I can't quite say, but I would assume we've got the same, a few little grasses and things that are growing up and sticking out there. Okay. So we now have another tree. And this one's an old. That comes up. Comes up and goes off. Like that, comes up, there's a little bit goes off there, and that bit carries on, there we are, and this one shoots off in that direction before coming up. There. See, every tree in the whole wide world is as individual as we are. There. Okay. And then, oh look, it's got a piece. Notice that? It comes up and goes off at a tangent. There. There's a clever oak tree, isn't it? It's here, there and everywhere. Right, I'll go up there. And that goes off. That one goes up. Okay. That one's got one that comes across. A little bit twisty. There we are, like that. And then there's one in here. It goes up behind this one. There we are. And there's one that's sort of like a bush, so we'll give it some, there we go, we'll give it some bush sticks to hold it up. Yeah, this one doesn't look very sturdy, because it may be his baby, her baby, who knows. I'll cut that one in front because this is a better one. This is my big tree. I love trees. Right. Okay. So. Okay, this one. There we are. And this one has got some bits. Come up. Some bits that come up to here. Can go off there. There we are. Okay. Bit spiky. And this one, just to close it off, I'm not sure what goes on around here, Tracy, but to be honest, to close it off, I'm actually just going to put a little bush on each end. So I'm not sure, but just to show that there's something there. Okay. Right. So the only thing I'm not sure of is this bit. But it has got, it's got reflections of the trees in it. So actually that needed to be that way a little bit. Forgive me. Okay, so in here I'm going to put a little bit of that purple in there. Just to indicate that that's water. Okay? Because otherwise I don't think people are going to know what it is. go. Okay. Now I'm not 100% with that little bit in the front. Because as I say, I can't see in the painting or in the picture exactly what is there. But I do think if I now go over that, it makes it a little bit more obvious what it is. With just a little bit of water there. Okay, I might end up blending that a little bit more, but I think, Tracy, that is that. And I could do a few tiny little sparkles to save this being totally black, because we have got quite a bright, so it might reach some of these at the back, at the front here. There, just not a lot. I don't want to do lots, just here and there, because if I overdo it, then it's going to lose the effect of just one or two. So put a little bit of sparkle over there. I just think maybe a little bit of sparkle around there. There. Yeah, okay, I'm going to actually leave it at that, Tracy. And I am going to, don't know if it's going to work, but I always do a signature in red, and I always do it at the bottom left hand corner. That's how long it is. I can't tell the right from the left. Okay, so I'm going to pop it in the corner here. Can't see it very well. But there's my signature, RB. So, yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I hope Tracy likes it too. I hope you enjoyed it. It's actually quite nice being back, although I have to say I ache now. So a nice cup of tea, dip in the hot tub maybe. But thank you for joining me. I've no longer got a website, you may have noticed that, but if I do any more, I'll pop them on my YouTube channel, which is still live. So it's under RB Art, so if you'd like to pop along, give me a thumbs up, like, share, whatever. And maybe I'll speak to you soon.